The overthrow of an existing government by non-democratic means, dictator, army, or political faction. You chose coup, and it is correct. An agreement or a settlement of a dispute that is reached by each side giving up something. Strong choice. Compromise is the right answer. An authoritarian and nationalistic right-wing system of government and social organization. Valid point. Fascism is true. A forcible and successful overthrow of a government in favor of a new system. Good job. Your answer revolution works well here. The EU has imposed massive and unprecedented dash against Russia in response to the war of aggression against Ukraine. You're right. Sanctions is the correct answer. In order to legally travel between countries with controlled borders, people are usually required to have good thinking. Passport is the right answer. A war between groups in the same country to gain independence, change the government, or take control. Smart move. Civil war is an accurate answer. Which type of border allows people to move freely from one nation to another with little restriction? Clear logic. Your choice open is sound and 100% true. Fighting takes place on open ground and armies are moved rapidly to changing lines of battle. Nicely done. Conventional warfare is a solid answer. A country uses all of its human, economic, and military resources to fight this type of war. Right choice. Total war is the best answer. Finland has closed its dash in eastern Finland. There's only one station open in Sala. Well picked. Borders is the correct answer. What military commander became known for his daring attacks on Louisbourg and Quebec? Exactly. Wolf makes sense, and it is right choice. A river or mountain range that might make up a border of a country is a dash border. Bravo. Physical is the answer. There are still a lot of dash near the border in eastern Finland. Perfect. Trenches is the correct choice. Opposing sides dig long ditches meant to protect soldiers and hold territory. You got it? Your choice trench warfare is right. Which country had the largest land claim in North America in the mid-1700s? Sharp thinking. France is the right choice. How did the British prepare for the battle on the Plains of Abraham? Excellent choice. Came before the French is the right answer. A distribution of power where no one nation can dominate another. Correct response. Balance of power is the most accurate answer. When did King George III sign the Royal Proclamation? Right again. 1763 is a valid answer. The belief that all disputes should be settled by peaceful means. Nice selection. Pacifism is the correct and valid answer. When nations use diplomacy to reach an agreement called a dash. Excellent. Treaty is a brilliant choice. An example of an alliance formed for economic reasons is dash. Smart pick. NAFTA is the correct choice. What year did the British and the French sign a peace treaty? Nice work. You chose 1763, and it is correct. A serious disagreement or argument
prolonged armed struggle.
Well-reasoned. Conflict is the correct choice. Getting involved in a situation to change what is happening. Well done. Intervention is the right choice.
A group who have a specific racial or cultural background.
Solid response. Ethnic is a valid choice.
Conflicts fought between two groups within the same country. Great job. Civil war is the accurate answer. The practice of conducting negotiations between countries. Correct. Diplomacy is the right answer. In a difficult situation, you need many dash to help you.
Great thinking. Allies is the right choice.
Loyalty, pride, and devotion to a particular nationality.
On track. Nationalism is the correct answer.
Which pacifist is against all types of war and violence? Strong choice. Absolute pacifist is the right answer.
What did the French build on Cape Breton Island?
Nicely done. Louisbourg is a solid answer. The Persian Gulf War is an example of a war fought over. Correct. Economic resources is the right answer. Treating a person of their feelings with consideration. Well done. Respect is the right choice. Bringing a fight or struggle to a peaceful conclusion. Excellent. Conflict resolution is a brilliant choice. How many criteria did Aquinas suggest for a just war?
You're right. 8 is the correct answer.
Who was the British commander who invaded the South?
Solid response. Charles Cornwallis is a valid choice.
What is the treaty that ended the Revolutionary War? Good thinking. The Treaty of Paris is the right answer. What is the country with the greatest weapons power?
Right again. United States is a valid answer.
Armed conflict that uses flying machines like planes.
Sharp thinking. Air warfare is the right choice.
What type of border does the United States have? Right choice. Controlled is the best answer. Understanding or agreement between governments. Smart pick. Intent is the correct choice. When did the Austrian succession end? Well picked. 1748 is the correct answer. A joining together for some common purpose. Great job. Alliance is the accurate answer. Discussion aimed at reaching an agreement. Clear logic. Your choice negotiation is sound and 100% true. How many countries does OTAN include?
Correct response. 12 is the most accurate answer.
A summary based on evidence or facts.
You chose conclusion, and it is correct.
Who developed the just war theory?
Bravo. Thomas Aquinas is the answer.
Taking advantage of a weaker group. Good job. Your answer exploitation works well here. When did the 7-Year War start? On track? 1756 is the correct answer. Which is the best Star Wars movie? You got it. Your choice other is right. Attacking without being provoked. Smart move. Aggression is an accurate answer.
Who won the 7-Year War? Well reasoned. Great Britain is the correct choice.
When did the 7?
Perfect. 1756 is the correct choice. What does WUM stand for?
Great thinking. Weapons of mass destruction is the right choice.
Wars are caused by. Nice selection. All of these is the correct and valid answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Valid point. Contact Narayan Changda is true.